So welcome everybody to this AMA. This is a new thing we're doing at Link Whisper. It's called Link Whisper Live, and we're gonna have an SEO experts come on and chat with us about things that are happening in the industry. We're gonna let you pick their brains. It's something we're really excited about. If you have any suggestions of anyone you'd like to see on the series, let us know in the comments. Today we have a familiar face. You might recognize him. His name is Spencer Haws. He probably doesn't need an introduction, but I'll give a brief introduction anyway. Spencer is a longtime well-known entrepreneur in the SEO and online business space. And as you know, he's the founder of Niche Pursuits. He founded Longtail Pro back in the day and also Link Whisper. With years of experience in niche sites and affiliate marketing and SEO, Spencer has helped countless website owners grow their traffic and revenue. And we're very excited to have him today to share his insights. So a warm welcome to Spencer Haws.
Thank you so much, Samara, for the intro, and thank you everybody for joining today. It's good to be here. Like Samara said, I've been doing niche pursuits for a long time, and she happened to bring up Longtail Pro. So shout out to Longtail Pro. Any former users of Longtail Pro out there, maybe just put a note in there, and I'll give you a shout out here later. So that's going way back. I created Longtail Pro back in 2011. So 14 years ago. Wow. So that was a long time ago. But oh man, I got a couple people saying yes. They there we go. Caesar, Longtail Pro user right there. Boom. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around for 11 years. So today I am going to jump into, I've got 5 specific websites that I'm going to cover that are doing really well in Google search, right? And so these are going to be some websites that we can look at to hopefully get some ideas of what's working in SEO right now. And so I'm going to show you the live stats. I'm going to show you the websites. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I think they're doing well. Yeah, overall, I hope it gives you some inspiration and maybe things that you can apply to your own websites, give you some ideas of, hey, this is what Google is kind of looking at. Maybe there's some strategies here that we can implement. So I'm going to kind of quickly run through these 5 examples, right? 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then we're going to answer any questions that you guys have, either about these examples that I've shared, or just any SEO question, any Link Whisper question. I know there was some questions submitted ahead of time, and so we'll make sure to answer those as well. So as we go, please do write down all of your questions in the comment section, and then Samara and I are going to kind of tag team and make sure we get all those questions answered. And Samara, feel free to interrupt as needed if you feel like there's a pertinent question to what I'm talking about right then. Feel free to interrupt me. I don't have a specific script, so I'll be able to, hopefully jump right back into it, no problem. So having said that, let's see if I can share my screen successfully one more time here. And I can, so I'm going to make sure I get the right tab. Here we go. So the very first website I'm going to reveal, without drum roll or anything, coinvaluechecker.com. Now, this website does some interesting things. There's a couple of things on this website. You'll notice that, hey, it's got just a very traditional blog, right? That it reviews all sorts of different nickels, right? 1950 nickel coin value, 1984 or 1894 quarter coin value, etc. But one thing that it does really that kind of makes it stand out a little bit is that it's got this coin value checker. It's kind of like a little calculator, if you will. You put in your year of your coin, right? And I'll just put 1972, and you can start your check. And what this does is it really just returns all of the blog posts that are on the website that have 1972 in it. So this, it's not like a super highly advanced sort of calculator, if you will, but I call it kind of a calculator. And so what makes this website interesting? Let's take a look at some of the stats. So according to SimilarWeb, coinvaluechecker.com gets 874,000 visitors every single month. So this little coin value checker, almost 1 million visitors in a single month. It's absolutely just crushing it. And again, if I go back to the website, it's mostly just a traditional blog. So they are in here writing articles, but what they do really well is a couple of things. They have really good internal linking structure. You can see in the right-hand sidebar, they are linking to recent blog posts. So they've got a nice internal link structure, and then they do link to relevant articles really well within the content. So in content, internal links is working really well. You'll see as I scroll down these articles, there'll be, 4 or 5 internal links, as I kind of see them on the screen, that they do really well. So they think about internal links quite a bit. And of course, they go to some of their money pages they always want you to get a free appraisal and actually sell your coins. Okay. And then even at the bottom, they've got a related posts widget, which shout out to Link Whisper. Link Whisper has a related post widget automatically that if you have Link Whisper installed, it will pull in related posts that you can make it look like this, or you can make it look a lot different, right? So that's one thing that I noticed, that a traditional blog can still work, but you need really good internal link structure. And I think having some sort of calculator or tool like they have here can really kind of bump up the time on page for users and the overall usability of the website. Okay, so they're getting a ton of traffic. Where are they getting that traffic from? Well, if we go over to Ahrefs, you can see the coin value checker actually got hit shortly after the helpful content update, and then had a full recovery, and then some, right? So they're getting a significant portion of their traffic each month is coming from Google organic search. They're ranking for keywords, as you might imagine. Coin value checker is a big one, but then individual coins. 1943 steel penny value, 1964 nickel value, 1967 quarter value, and on and on. They've written individual blog posts for all of these. So that is website number 1 that I hope is inspiring and a little bit educational. And so we're going to move quick without further ado. We're going to go right into site number 2. This website kind of makes me laugh a little bit. Heightcomparison.com. Heightcomparison.com. And it is more of a tool website, but it does have content as well that I'm going to show you here in just a second. Does anybody on the call want to share their height with us? Maybe type in how tall you are in feet and inches. You can make it fictitious. We'll never know, I guess, either. And while you're doing that, I'm going to find a celebrity who's somebody really tall. Let's see if they even have Bol. He's like he's a super tall basketball player. But let's just put Michael Jordan in there. And Samara, if you see anybody typing in their height, let me know.
Yeah, we've got Sandra. She's 4 feet 11 inches.
Okay. And this second person I added, I don't know who that is. But Sandra?
Yeah, 4'11".
Awesome. So we'll add her. There you go, Sandra. They gave her the avatar of a small child, but you can see the comparison next to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's significantly taller. And then let's go Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, come on. There we go. Shaquille O'Neal He's even taller, 7'2". Got anybody else's height in there that wants to join the party? If not,
Paul
that's
is
okay.
6'1". Paul is 6'1".
Okay.
Let's see
And then we've got
how
Paul,
he measures up.
6'1". Boom. So it's, it's kind of a fun thing. Paul looks small compared to Shaq, but quite large compared to Sandra. But it doesn't stop there. You can compare yourself against different entities. You can just look at different things. We've got the Thinker, the popular sculpture. Apparently it's not very big, right? But then you've got the Statue of Liberty, which is significantly taller, obviously, right? So it's a fun tool. Surely it doesn't get that much traffic, right? Nah, it can't be that popular. No, you would be wrong if you thought that. In fact, according to SimilarWeb, heightcomparison.com gets 2 million visitors each and every month. And not just overall visitors, right? It's where the traffic is coming from. If I share Ahrefs, it gets 1.3 million organic searches from Google each and every month. So it's absolutely crushing it in organic search. And so if you look at the comparisons, the keywords, height comparison chart, height difference chart, size comparison, height difference calculator, it ranks #1 for all of these things. But if I go to top pages, you can start to see that it actually gets a lot of traffic from different articles like Jenna Ortega age, Tom Holland height, Elon Musk height, Zendaya weight, Cillian Murphy height in centimeters. So it actually is also getting a lot of traffic from its individual articles. Yes, a ton of it is coming to the home page for this height calculator, but as you kind of come down here, it's got a lot of different articles. Tallest NBA players, and again, it does internal linking well. It links to their online calculator tool in the very first paragraph. It wants everybody to just use that tool, but then it does, anyways, it's got lots of internal links and external links throughout the article. I'm not going to go into each one, but it's kind of taken this approach of like, hey, we can write about celebrities and say how tall is this particular celebrity. They write a whole article about it, and then they rank in Google. They get people to use their tool, and as you can see, I mean, there's ads refreshing all over this page. I have in my notes that this website is probably making about $16,500 each and every month from this simple height comparison tool. So kind of a cool website for sure. So let's go on to site number 3, moving quickly. We have duolingoguides.com. So Duolingo, as a lot of people may know or not know, is actually a publicly traded company. They are the language learning app. Whether you're trying to learn Spanish or French or Japanese, anyways, any language, many of us have used it, and it's a good little app. They have something like 500 million users. But what's interesting about this website is they are not associated with Duolingo. So duolingoguides.com is just created by an independent website creator, and they have just a ton of written guides and reviews all about Duolingo, right? Most popular languages on Duolingo, how to tell what level you are in Duolingo, which are the best Duolingo combinations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I will just give a warning that this website is using the brand name Duolingo in their domain name. Probably a bad idea. Duolingo is a large company. They could come along, file a trademark, and get this website shut down. So I would not go out there and create a website using, Duolingo or something else in the domain name. But they've done it and they've got away with it so far. But so what kind of traffic is this website getting? It's doing really well for what it is. I was a little bit shocked to see how much traffic something only related to Duolingo could get. They're getting 451,000 visitors each and every month, according to SimilarWeb. And again, where is that traffic coming from? It's coming, a lot of it is coming from organic search. And this website, if you notice, is less than a year old. It was created, I don't know exactly when, but it just started getting traffic from Google back in like May of 2024. So just under a year old. What they've been able to do with a DR of, well, they're at 16 now, is quite incredible. They've been able to build this quickly. And again, if we look at the organic keywords that they're ranking for, they're ranking all their individual blog posts: Duolingo promo code, super Duolingo cost, Duolingo family plan cost, etc., etc., etc. One reason I think they've been able to do this is because of how tightly, how tight of a niche that they're in. They're only covering Duolingo, and so they're kind of establishing themselves as an authority very quickly on this one tool. And so that helps as they're internally linking, as I don't know if I showed that specifically, I didn't yet, but they also do their internal linking pretty well. And so as you as they come in here and they're linking to their other articles, you know, they've got these other recommended articles, they're becoming this authority on Duolingo, right? So, all right. Any questions so far, Samara, from anybody related to any of this? If not, I'm going to keep going.
You can keep going.
Okay, very good. This next website that I'm going to cover, it might be my favorite. It might be my favorite. And that's for a few reasons. I'll just share the website and then I'll tell you. So, welcome to tractordata.com. This website might be my favorite because, one, of how kind of boring the subject is, right? Tractor data. I mean, two words that are just, I don't know, put you to sleep. Tractor data. And the other thing, it's set up in a way, it's kind of an ugly website, right? It's not like super modern. It's just looks like it was built 20 years ago, which it probably was. You know, it looks like a spreadsheet. When I click on a, you know, Boland's lawn tractors, I've got all this data on the model, the power, you know, the years, but it's just it's a big spreadsheet. It's what it looks like. So beautiful does not mean successful necessarily, right? You don't have to spend tons of time on your website design. You don't need to go, you know, over the top. It could be a spreadsheet and it can do just fine. This website, if you haven't noticed yet, I mean, it provides data on tractors, but you can select your you can sort by the model, sort by the power, the years, and then you come in here, and once you find that you have the 21 HD Boland's Super Ride-O-Matic garden tractor, you can get all the data on it. You know, you even get the original price was $474 in 1957. You know, you get the engine size, the mechanical. They got pictures, dimensions of the tires, attachments. There is a lot of data in here, but it is monetized. Speaking of Michael Jordan, it's trying to get me to buy a Michael Jordan jersey, one of the ads, but it's got advertisements, you know, all over the website. There's 3 or 4 ad units as I went throughout here. So the website's old, it's ugly, it's boring, but it absolutely crushes it with traffic. And so maybe that's why it's exciting for me. So this website gets, tractordata.com, according to SimilarWeb, gets 1.1 million visitors each and every month. And this little stat down here of pages per visit, it gets 3.44 page views per visit. And that's important because each new page view on the website, it makes more money, right? Each time a new display ad is shown, that's more money, right? And so according to my notes, this website, based on that data, 1.1 million visitors a month, 3.44 page views per visit, and you can make some estimates on the RPM, is probably making close to $46,000 per month just from the ads on its website. It might make money in other ways, but just from the ads on its website, $46,000 per month, and most of that traffic is coming from Google. So if I take a look over at Ahrefs, which screen I'm sharing now, yes, I am. It shows that over half of its traffic, at least, and these numbers, kind of fluctuate. I'm sure it's at least 75% of the traffic is probably coming from Google organic search, and you can see that it's done really, really well over the years, right? There's been some ups and downs, but for the most part, it's sailed right on through the helpful content update, all the other updates, and I think a big part of that is because of the data. It's easy to find. They've got a lot of unique data. So if there's anything unique that you can do in your niche, that's going to help out quite a bit. So they've got this unique data. They've got a lot of it. They've got it stored in this database that you can sort and filter. It goes back years and years. And even though it looks like a spreadsheet, that's fine. And as you might imagine, right, what type of keywords is this website ranking for? Well, tractor data, of course, John Deere, individual models of John Deere's, Ford's, Kubota's, Massey Ferguson. Anyways, I don't know all my tractor models. I'd have to go through here. I apologize if there's any tractor experts on here that I'm missing anything important, but it's a really, really cool website. It really gets my wheels turning for what sort of data you could potentially provide. What's a different niche, a boring niche? Maybe it's an exciting niche. Maybe it's a brand new niche, something brand new that came out, a new game, a new product, a new gadget. What's data that you can provide? Because Google loves that. They eat up that data, and they send visitors to your website as people search for the different models or whatever it might be. If this is sparking any ideas for you, feel free to add a comment and let us know if this is helpful. Or if you have any questions about any of this, please do input your questions because I'm going to get to those here in just a second here. I've just got one more website that I'm going to share, and I think I'm doing pretty good on time. I said I'd spend maybe 20 minutes covering this. We're going to get pretty close to that. So for the final website, and this is a fun one, we need some participation in this one. So this is pickerwheel.com. Now I preloaded this. I'm a big cereal guy, and if you've been paying attention to Niche Pursuits or watching any of my videos, you might know which of my cereals is the favorite, and that would be Honeycombs. Honeycombs is the best cereal out there. So does anybody else have a cereal that they would like me to add to the picker wheel? I'm looking for 2 or 3 other suggestions. So go ahead and type in a breakfast cereal. I'll type it in here. We're gonna spin the wheel and hope it lands on Honeycombs because that's what I'm gonna eat for breakfast tomorrow. So we've got, okay, I see Grape Nuts, Lucky Charms, oatmeal. I've got Grape Nuts, Lucky Charms, oatmeal. Samara, what else did we see there?
I see Fruit Loops, Life.
Oh man, Life's pretty good, not gonna lie. Okay, any others to add?
Wheaties.
If not, and Wheaties. Oh no. Let's hope it doesn't land on Wheaties. Wheaties, grape nuts, and raisin bran. I don't know. If I'm feeling healthy, I guess. But okay, so we got it on here, and you can put anything. This website is used, I'm sure, by a lot of classes and students. It can be used on live webinars. You put people's names and spin the wheel, and all sorts of use cases, right? But we're gonna spin it here, and we got it. Come on, honeycombs, big honeycomb. Oh no! Oh, Fruit Loops. That's the Fruit Loops. Give them a thumbs up. So that's about it. Sorry to build up all this excitement. I don't have Fruit Loops to give away or anything like that. But you can use the picker wheel in all sorts of ways. It's got ads all over the website. There's a lot of there's a team picker wheel. You can do a few different things based on distribute equally based on gender or label or anyways, different things. I know there's an NFL picker wheel. There's an NBA picker wheel. So who's going to win the NBA title this year? Or who's my team for my fantasy, team? Denver Nuggets. I did not rig this, but I will be actually going to Denver next month, and I'm going to a Denver Nuggets game. So there you go. I think that's fortuitous. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win that game when I'm there. But there are, so they've got several different tools, but they're all, essentially spinning wheels. So they've really gone deep into, these are long tail keywords, right? So they're thinking about, okay, letter picker wheel, country picker wheel, image picker wheel, color picker wheel. All of these are individual keywords that they can rank for in Google, and rank they do. They are absolutely crushing it with traffic. I don't know if this blows your mind, but what the website we just visited gets 5.5 million visitors each month. Okay, and again, a significant portion of that is coming from Google organic search. If we look at Ahrefs, you can see that their traffic has just been like up and to the right. I don't know what this big spike was. They probably ranked for some stuff for a while and then didn't. But just up and to the right, probably as they added more picker wheels, they're ranking for more long tail keywords, etc. And if we look at the keywords that they are ranking for, spinner wheel, yes, no wheel, random letter wheel, wheel of names, all these long tail keywords that I kind of, mentioned, decision maker, random number generator wheel, anyways, it goes on, thousands of keywords, 39,000 keywords that they rank for, all pretty related to, this niche of picker wheels. So those are my 5 websites that I wanted to review. And I don't know. To me, like, these 5 websites cover a lot of different ideas, different ways that you can kind of approach and get traffic from Google. You could build out little tools, niche little tools, right? You can still go traditional blogging, essentially like Coin Value Checker or Duolingo guides, right? Just depending on, hey, maybe you need to build a little calculator to increase that time on page, or like Duolingo guides have a really tight niche, or you can build other tools like height comparison. All these different strategies are working right now to get a lot of traffic from Google. So having said all that, I guess I'll stop sharing my screen, and I am ready to answer any questions that people might have. So Samara, I guess I'll kind of kick it off to you to maybe manage the questions. So please, in the comments, anybody, if you have questions about this, SEO in general, or Link Whisper, go ahead and ask that now. And I'm happy to answer the list of questions that people submitted ahead of time as well. So however you want to tackle that.
We do have one question in the comments from Robert. He wants to know, what unique SEO insights did you uncover while developing Link Whisper, and did any of them surprise you?
Oh, interesting. What unique SEO insights did I uncover while developing Link Whisper? I did have some unique insights, right? I learned, boy, I learned a lot of different things. I've gone super deep on internal linking strategy. Two things. I discovered how difficult and how important it is to select the right anchor text for all of your internal links. And I say difficult because it's difficult to get a software tool to do that. That's always been one of the biggest hurdles of Link Whisper that we've mostly solved, is that creating a software tool that's smart enough to think like a human, to be able to read a sentence and know that, hey, these are the words in that sentence that should be an anchor text that's a relevant link. So that's a really hard thing to do, to be able to program. And then obviously super important, because that, depending on the anchor text that you pick, right, and the relevant article, that's what is going to help you rank a little bit better. The second thing that I learned while developing Link Whisper was how differently people build internal links. One of the features of Link Whisper is auto linking. So there's a whole auto linking feature where you can just put in your keywords and tell Link Whisper to go build that internal link every time the word or the phrase red widget is mentioned, for example. I personally never use that feature because I want to be a little more hands-on, right? I want to see the suggested links from Link Whisper. I want to select them, check the box, and then add it. But I found that so many people, maybe a majority of users, they just want Link Whisper to automatically build everything. So that was kind of a big aha moment for me, was, hey, people use the tool and they use internal linking differently than I do. And that's okay. So there's a lot of different ways to come in with your own internal linking strategy. So.
Any other questions in the audience? Do you want me to? Yeah.
We can jump into the other list of questions that people had that submitted prior.
Yeah. One Link Whisper user wants to know if you could compare the functionality of the AI keyword selection with NLP versus using Taxopress.
Okay, can you read that one more time?
Can you compare the functionality of the AI keyword selection with NLP versus using Taxopress?
I don't know what Taxopress is.
Okay.
I may actually see if Matt is willing to unmute himself. Matt is the developer of Link Whisper, and so maybe you can at least address the first part of his question. The new AI functionality versus I think what he's saying, the NLP, kind of our standard version of Link Whisper, what we normally had, our sort of internal algorithm. What are some of the differences, I guess, is what he's asking.
Yeah, the new AI, it is just a completely different category from where it used to be. Previously, we would algorithmically do our best to process out keywords based on the content, but since it wasn't intelligently selecting, it wouldn't adapt as closely as AI can. And whereas now what we do is we format it very neatly. We send it to OpenAI and ask it to process out a list of relevant keywords, and it returns quite a healthy list of them, which are targeted for the the overall topic of the post, along with some information that goes with it, like the post's title and the keyword relevant information that is outside of the content.
Mm-hmm.
I myself have not heard of Taxopress, so I can't comment on how they compare.
Yeah, I was just looking at it, seeing if I could quickly. Yeah, it just helps organize your content. I'm not going to be able to answer it intelligently, with 30 seconds. I'm trying to look at. I don't know exactly what Taxopress does. Had never heard of it. So.
Okay, moving along. Have you seen specific case studies where Link Whisper dramatically improved rankings or fixed SEO issues? A question from Robert.
Yeah, we have. We actually have done a number of case studies that have shown big improvements. I actually published a video. This is a couple years ago when I published my video, but there have been other case studies where I used Link Whisper on my site. I basically compared a set of articles where I did nothing, and then another set, I don't remember the number, 30 articles or something, where I went in and I built new internal links using Link Whisper to this set of articles. And it was obvious, right? We then compared what happened to the rankings over 30 days, and the old articles that I did nothing with, they roughly stayed the same. The 30 articles that I actually built internal links to, they saw ranking improvements, right? And so I did that case study. We've had lots of other users that have had similar experience. It really just kind of comes down to the basic premise of, do you believe that internal links are going to help your SEO? And it's a pretty standard practice. It's a very common knowledge. Even Google, obviously says publicly, hey, internal linking structure is very important. It's important for Google to crawl your website and understand, which content is important. But internal linking is also important for users from a user standpoint, so they can quickly and easily find relevant content on your website. And so, it's a very common practice to do internal linking. And then Link Whisper just makes it faster and easier to do internal link building. So there's lots of case studies. We've got there's tons of testimonials. If people want to go to linkwhisper.com, they can read the testimonials there. And then if they go to the blog on Link Whisper, we've actually covered a number of case studies there as well. So if you go to linkwhisper.com, I believe /blog, there's case studies in there as well. I was going to see if we actually had a category for case studies. I'm not sure if we do, but if you go to the blog, you can see definitely some of the case studies that we published in the past. So
questions are rolling in now, so you want to buckle
okay.
up.
Right.
Joe asks, how specific should anchor text be to the target link? Are single word targets okay to use?
Specific is great, and as specific as you can is great. Single words are fine, but it kind of depends, like with all things, right? So you want to be thinking about the anchor text wants to be the word or phrase that you're trying to rank the target article for in Google, right? So if you're trying to rank, so let's say I have an article on best marathon shoes, right? You're on a different article, and ideally the phrase is best marathon shoes is your anchor text in a different article pointing to the article you wrote about best marathon shoes. So you could have a single word of shoes, right? But the problem becomes you might have a lot of other articles like best trail running shoes or best pickleball shoes, or right, you might have a lot of articles on your website that use the word shoes in your title. So you want to be careful. So if it's a unique single word, yeah, that might be okay. But in general, a phrase is maybe better. And also you probably don't want to use the same anchor text all the time. So yes, using best marathon shoes sometimes is okay, but every time you build an internal link, you don't want it to be best marathon shoes. You want to vary that, right? Sometimes it might even be click here, read more, or marathon shoes for flat feet. I don't know. Vary the phrase when you do it. So hopefully that answers that question.
Okay, we only have about 12 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay. So Paul is asking, he loves Link Whisper, and every time he uses it, he can only imagine the uphill development climb when you started building it. What was the first and most memorable initial programming hurdle?
So without going on a long-winded answer, the first developer I hired is not the current developer. And the first developer really struggled to make the tool smart enough to truly understand what I've been talking about, is finding, okay, you've got a chunk, you've got a paragraph, crawl through all the hundreds of other articles on my website and try to find something related to that paragraph. That was the big hurdle. That was the big hurdle of like, how do you make a tool smart enough to do that? And it really is more challenging than you might think. The first developer got it, part way there, and then we built on that from there. But that was definitely huge hurdle.
Okay, Caesar says, my business site got hit with the helpful content issue. What strategies do you recommend we take? We do our blog research and internal external linking, but we have not been able to recover.
Boy, that is a tough one, Caesar. Unfortunately, I don't know that I have all the answers. There's been very few people that have recovered from the helpful content update. And so I can't sit here and say that doing what I'm going to say is going to help you recover. There's a lot of the best practices, pruning content, updating content, trying to get more authoritative, maybe launching something as part of your website. It says it's your business website. So I don't know if this is applicable, but for a lot of content only websites, adding an e-commerce store or, creating an actual tool that people can use on your website, something that's a little more useful than just content, that can help move the needle a little bit. And then the most drastic thing that I have heard some people have done is actually just moving to a new domain. People have moved to a new domain, they've moved their content over, and they've actually done better than their old website that was hit. So maybe not the most satisfying answer, maybe not the one you want to hear, but if you've tried all of that, pruning content, improving your internal linking, updating content, adding more authoritative, tools or resources. And then I guess the other one I didn't mention is, going out and trying to build more authoritative links, more legitimate links. If that's not working, you might just move to a new domain and try on a new domain. So.
Okay, Paul, in your experience, how has a site's PHP version, old versus newest, impacted organic search success?
Boy, I don't know that I have ever looked into that. I don't know that I have a good answer. I always try to keep my PHP version up to date. I mean, usually your host does that for you. So usually they're going to be updating it to a semi-new version. I would recommend doing that, but I don't have any data to show how that impacts SEO results.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Any burning questions they'd like to ask Spencer or Matt?
Yeah, it looks like there's some a question for Matt that he's answered there, or we'll get to. So awesome. Yeah, very good. David wants to hire me. Can't hire me, but you might be able to work with the Link Whisper team. Is that something that's talked about? You know, in terms of you know, helping with internal links. We've kind of been testing the waters a little on that, Samara.
Yes, absolutely. Let's chat.
Yeah,
I'll
reach
send you a
out.
message. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, it's you know, we're starting to kind of test the waters of can't hire me specifically, but we are looking at ways that, you know, people that are feeling overwhelmed potentially with internal linking, the Link Whisper team can come in and do some of that internal linking for you. This isn't been something we publicly launched or pushing, but if you're interested in looking into that, reach out to us, and we'll see if we can, you know, find a good fit there.
Yes, absolutely something that we're going to be able to offer. So let us know. Let's see. One of our saved questions was, is Link Whisper going to suggest outside web links in the future?
I see. External links. We have kicked around that idea, or it's been, you know, kind of on the back burner for quite a while. We've thought about it. I don't know. We always, the reason that we haven't done it is because of the complexity, right? It becomes quite complex to go from recommending links on the website that Link Whisper is on to suddenly a billion websites. You know, how do we, it's just complex. It's just complex. But the one thing that is maybe a lesser known feature that people maybe aren't aware of is if you own multiple sites and you have Link Whisper installed on your own sites, you can get recommendations between your own sites, right? You can, Link Whisper does that, right? So if you've got two websites that you own that are in a similar niche, Link Whisper right within your dashboard can recommend links to and from either site, which is a pretty cool feature. I know some people really like it. Others maybe don't know about it. So if you don't know that, go check it out. The interlinking feature, multi-site. Cool. We may have gone through all the questions here, it looks like.
I believe we have.
Well, very good.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being around. Thank you, Link Whisper team, Samara, for letting me come on and present a little bit. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Spencer. We really appreciate your time and your insights. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Very good.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.